Hey guys, welcome back to the theveraprojects. Today I've decided that I'm going to print the very famous helmet of the Mandalorian. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all the settings that I had to set in order for this helmet to print perfectly in the file that I downloaded from Thingiverse. So starting with Thingiverse, I went ahead and I searched for a Mandalorian helmet, and I realized there was a few of them out there, so I've decided to go with the version 2 that's here, right here, as you see. Okay, this is what it would look like after it's been polished and completely sprayed in silver. Let me go ahead and open it up in Simplify 3D to show you what that would look like. Here you have Simplify 3D. As you see, the helmet's been completely added, and I've removed all the supports in the middle because all I want to do is make sure that the supports that are going to be done are only on the outside. I don't want any supports on the inside, so that way I can go ahead and put in my padding when I need to. Something to keep in mind, I'm going to be printing this in the Ender 5 Plus. I did change the nozzle to a 0.6 nozzle in order for me to be able to print this in about 56 hours. So let's go straight to the settings for Simplify 3D. So as you see here, the nozzle diameter is set to 0.6. Okay. A lot of help I've gotten from the groups on Facebook and how to go ahead and tweak this. I also want to shout out to Garrett, my buddy, that he is pretty much a master at printing out these helmets and has helped me tweak these settings completely. So let's go ahead with the extruder. This is the settings that we currently have set. Let's go with the layers, the primary extruder. Make sure these settings are identical to what I have in order to have a perfect print. I also have added a raft, and the reason I've added a raft is because the raft is basically, it's a thin layer of filament that gets poured down first before it goes ahead and starts building the braces. And the reason you want that is because if you don't, the braces will fall while you're printing. So it's very important to make sure that the raft is selected, and the settings that are here will definitely help you and save time and not waste filament. Another thing I always do is I use the skirt and brim, which basically is an outline before it goes ahead and shows you where it's going to actually print the actual object itself. Now the infills, this is pretty much what this is pretty much the how the supports are going to be laid out. This is the drawing that it does. Sometimes it's crisscross, sometimes it's a wiggly line, sometimes it's diamonds, sometimes it's squares. So currently right now we have it set to recliner on both of these settings as well. And make sure that your angles are 45 minus 45 and 45 minus 45. Regarding supports here as well, you want to make sure that your density is set to like around 5 and about 70% here. These do help a lot. It'll pretty much make it easier for you to remove the supports afterwards. So the temperature of the bed, I continue to keep it at 60, like I always do across all projects. And I do change the primary extruder to 215. I typically do it at 212 when I'm using a 0.4 nozzle, but because it's so much more filament that needs to be pushed through it on the 0.6, I want to make sure that the nozzle's warm and hot enough to continue it pushing through flawlessly. Now regarding the cooling, this is great. You know, after the project is done, it goes ahead and cools itself. The G code, you guys can pretty much copy the settings. It pretty much tells you the X and Y and the Z axis based on the board that you have the glass that's going to be printing on. These are the scripts I always run for the G code. So when it's done printing, It knows what to do when it starts. It knows what to do when it ends, where you want the bed and the fan to be turned off, where you want it to be located. Here, the layer change script, which I have none. So really, the most important part is to have your starting script and your ending script. And then I did go ahead and increase the print speed to 3000.0 here. So it does save me time. Here are the settings for others, a little bit for the advanced. Okay, so let's say you went ahead and changed all the settings and you're ready to go. The good thing about the settings that I have it at and removing all the supports is that I'm actually able to print this in about 2.5 days. So when I click on here for prepare to print, I want to make sure I select the correct profile. Okay, so as you see here, build time 59 hours. Like I said, it's about 2.5 days to print if you don't change your nozzle to the 0.6 and you have a 0.4. This print will take you about six days or more to do. What I did is I figured out how to decrease the amount of time with my buddy Garrett, that we can go ahead and print these entire helmets in a matter of 2.5 days, only 59 hours, and only half of a roll of filament to finish it, or a roll. It just depends on what filament you're buying. Currently, right now, we're using GST 3D filament, and it's a really good filament. I pretty much use it across the board. Okay, so that's pretty much for the settings. So I'm going to go ahead and do video and kind of when it gets to 10%, 20%, and so on to kind of show you the progress. So currently right now, it's at 30%. Just want to show you what it's looking like. And I am using that filament GST 3D. With a 6.0 with a 0.6 nozzle. Alright, so we're hitting 40% at the current time. It's looking beautiful. Okay, we'll see how it looks when it gets to 50 or 60%. Alright guys, we're back here with 62% of it done. I'm hoping it's ready by sometime tomorrow. Wanted to show you the detail of it. I'm going to shoot another video later on how to finish it with spot putty and primer and all that. But it's looking really nice. Alright, so we are at 80% at this current time. I would say it's got about another 6-7 hours to complete, and the top will be fully finished. Show you what the inside looks like. It's really good. Alright guys, finished product, 100% completed. This is what it's looking at so far. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the braces and show you how it looks after I remove all the braces. Alright guys, well here it is, the finished helmet. I completely went ahead and removed the braces that were there. It's looking really good. So what I'm going to be doing on my next video is I'm going to go ahead and finish it. I'm going to putty it up, spray it down, putty it up, sand it, the whole nine, and then I'll show you how that whole process works out. Well, thanks for watching the Vera Projects. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.